And we are live from the Anthill. It's Coach Chris here with you. Got some esports action coming your way as always, but Marvel Rivals this time. Also got Izzy with us. How you doing, Izzy?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
We're awesome and glad to have you here, but you make the stream more awesome from what I hear. So we're gonna make it happen tonight. But USC Sumter's going up against Gustavus College, who they have played before and won 3-1 in that series. So could go either way here tonight. You see on the board maybe some rank differential, but rank doesn't always mean anything. You can kind of go up and down in rank pretty easily at times, especially if you're on a downtime versus where you're normally at the top of your game. But with that being said, the 3-1 victory last time kept USC Sumter still in their bracket undefeated, and they are the leader in this bracket as far as the highest seed. So what do you expect to see here, Izzy?
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna see maybe some. It looks like they're playing Penny, which I'm not surprised about at all. I think that's how Gustavus got that round win over us the last time they played in the main season, was using characters like Penny or real good characters that make it hard to dive. So I'll be interested to see if they play that. Obviously came straight in with the Phoenix ban, not surprised. And Poppy and Ume have been killing it both with Phoenix and other poke characters as well. But it looks like we got a Gambit saved here for University of South Carolina Sumter, which again, not surprised. Both our supports have been really into Gambit as our main support rather than Cloak and Dagger and Invisible Woman. So nothing too surprising, but I think we're going to get a lot more interesting bans and picks as we go into the next round. This first one I always think is like, you're kind of banning off of what you know about the team, and then as we progress through the next couple of rounds, I think we'll see more targeted ones. And obviously it'll play a much bigger part. Looks like we're doing Cloak and Dagger ban here as well, which is I think is super interesting.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this was the team that maybe we used Loki in the later rounds and it actually worked out really good to our advantage. I can't remember that, but I do remember that this team had a Wanda, and I think that Wanda was very much a problem in the matchup with them. So seeing Wanda banned immediately here does not come down as a surprise for me. I think I was hearing that as we kind of talked up the game and things of that nature. So they just didn't want to have to worry about the Wanda there. So the other bans, like you said, might be just based on what we know. So we'll see. I am hoping to see that Storm. I'll tell you that much.
No, yeah, the Storm always is very exciting. I think it's a great character. I think Poppy plays Storm incredibly well. It'll be really interesting to see like how the ult always goes. I think Storm's ult is incredible, especially this season. So I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, and Ume playing a character maybe you don't see a lot of other people playing at times. He oftentimes plays some kind of different types of DPSs that maybe throw teams off a little bit, but he makes them work.
100%. I think Elsa is a very interesting addition to this game because similar to sort of Jeff's ult, like the ult can be used to get people off a point during domination. And I think it's a really good ult. It's very similar to Groot's, kind of gets the whole other team grouped up for combos as well. But I think she's a really strong pick, and obviously we've seen throughout this season, Ume plays her incredibly well on top of that. We're going to the first round, Domination. I think Domination's always a little tricky. It's always the point-based maps are kind of funky, especially to start off with. But, Sumter always does well in the attack, so this is kind of where their strengths lie as we're heading in.
I would agree, and I mean, unless this Gustavus was a different Gustavus team, maybe they had multiple teams, I do believe this is the same one. So I'm expecting a tight matchup tonight with this team, these two teams, or maybe USC Sumter learn from their first matchup and try to make sure that they don't lose anything again. But here we go. Ooh, King Rexel was so low. I don't know how he didn't go down, but stays up, and Pyron's going to find the first picks, make that 4.
Trying to get to 3K here. It looks like they're playing 5 tanks and 1 support, Gustavus. So whether or not that's their strategy, I don't think they're going to have enough firepower or enough support power to really push in through Sumter here.
I'm a little surprised by that myself, but let's see what changes might come from their way.
I've seen a lot of different team comps, but 5 tanks is definitely not something I've seen, especially at the collegiate level. So we'll see here. Sumter's getting that ult charge right away. Getting those picks.
Yes, ults are going to be on board quickly for one of the DPSs at least.
100%.
On
After
that
getting
front
those
line.
picks, the Shiny goes down here.
Ult's coming out though.
Already. Ume getting those picks on those tanks here.
Rocket ult coming out as well. Ult's coming out from both sides, pushing Sumter back a little bit. They're still in the fight. It's gonna be interesting
Rocket
to see
is
if,
hard here.
yeah, if some of the other players can get here, we may be able to hold this. But Ume getting low.
Ume killing on point. Really holding it here. The tanks are just going down for that Vorpulator even getting a pick here.
Yeah, goodness. Just Ume playing his life on the hill until his teammates came back. That was pretty impressive right there. And then they pretty much wiped out 4 of them to send them back to spawn. But
like
the
Gustavus
counter
getting
was
the
going
support
towards
here.
Gustavus's way. Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
just couldn't hold it.
Storm ult
comes
here
in.
coming from Poppy.
This is going to be interesting.
Good ult.
In a
Getting couple
tight
hits
spot. Yeah, such a tight spot. Going to be a good ult. Groot staying
there. Sort
up
of
front.
trying to ult there with Captain, but don't think they got enough team as they wanted to. But still very good ult nonetheless.
Right, and
Now
carry
it's gonna
over
be
to the other
first
round.
of the map.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive. I think it was almost like they were kind of trolling with that 5 tank. I don't know what was up with that, but
100%.
they went in with it. And that is what it is. Maybe they just didn't like some of the bans we had and just said,
Yeah.
you know what, we're just going to try something. I don't know, but as you see, they're changing up a little bit now. And it did during that game as well, or during the first round. But yeah, right at the beginning, they kind of put themselves behind quickly.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that I will always say, and I've said
What
it
do you
multiple
think,
times
Laurel?
when streaming, is
Do
that
we go in full
when
force
you get
or
to a point
stay
where you're
under the
kind of
radar?
hard and stuck and you
Unlike
can't
you,
push in,
my
sometimes
powers
it's better
rarely
just
allow
to
me to go
rework it very
undetected,
quickly and
Susan.
just change the team
Then
comp
we
and
played
try
our
to get something
strengths.
in. And Gustavus there had a little bit of success pushing in there on the map, but was honestly getting set back so much. I would have liked to see them switch up their comp a little bit earlier. But looks like they're getting a little bit more, way more supports now and a DPS. So hopefully team comp will be a bit better and leaning towards their favor here. But Sumter's doing great, keeping the same team comp. Nothing's really changing.
Well, I could agree with you there.
Here.
Gustavus had a chance, but weren't able to fully capitalize. Ume, great plays on the point last time too. Ultimate coming out early from Gambit here.
2 ults here.
Yeah.
Not surprised. Might be good just to push them back here.
Yeah, gonna try right out the gate. Maybe get a pick or 2. They do get 1 and then sit back cap. I think you see Storm back on the cap while everybody else is in the fight. Ultimate coming out from
Put
Ume.
my ult here. Trying to keep them off the point as much as possible. Really keeping them backed up in that spawn. Shiny goes down though.
Yeah, a
Gonna
lot
need
of
to fall
battles coming
back
out.
to point here.
Good ult.
Advantage. Invisible woman ult here.
Lots
Is
of
it enough
ults
to
from
stay
the other
up?
side too.
Poppy gets the pick.
Kinda
And a gambit ult here from Gustavus.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Gustavus didn't maybe use some of those a little sooner. They might not have had to use all 4. But
100%.
they do finally get him down. I think if that Gambit would have ulted maybe early with this rogue, they might have only had to use the 3, not the 4 of them. But is what it is. They used them, cleared Sumter. Now they got the cap, and Sumter has to go in and break. No ults to Sumter's advantage, but we'll have something soon. Warlock
Yeah,
on the other side.
I'd almost like to see Sumter save at least 1 or 2 of those ults for this push back in, but they're going to charge up real quickly. Captain seems to get a lot of them, but the rocket ult comes out. They get a pick here.
Just wondering when that Warlock ult's gonna come down.
Poppy gets rocket.
That was huge. Huh. Interesting.
Huge storm ult here. Ulting in the Atom ult, but doesn't seem to get more than 1 pick here.
Kind of catching the Warlock in the back. I don't know. Firen's a little bit extended here, kind of separated. Gonna have to restart this. Did have a couple players go down. Didn't recap, so they are gonna have to recap. That Groot ult was kind of countered by the rocket.
For sure.
And they've got their work cut out for him to get back on. Fabulator gonna maybe have an ultimate on his way. Here
Probably
comes.
gonna push in with the Gambit ult here. Yep, there we go. Pushing in with that, making sure to overtake the point.
That's 2 down.
Getting some good dig.
Make that 4. And that's
Pushing
gonna
here.
should allow them to cap it relatively quickly. Got to finish up one more player here, and that's gonna switch it over. Firen's got their work cut out for them to hold here, but Gustavus getting it up to 85.
We'll have a lot of ults coming up here soon for Sumter. It'll be really important that they use the Rogue and Ume's ult to their advantage. It'll be really key in keeping them off a point here so they don't cap.
I would agree with
They
that.
need to be smart with their ults here.
For sure, an invisible woman definitely keep everybody alive.
They're all here.
Here we go.
Ult from Ume.
And
And
invisible
taking
woman keeping everybody up. Nobody really falling there. Well, there goes one from Gustavus. Gonna have the Rogue ult come out from Shiny.
A lot of ults are being used here by
Both
Sumter.
sides, yeah.
Looking to find a pick. Hopefully, Strange can go down here.
They did get our support and a TPS. Pirates may not have the advantage in this fight anymore. They are gonna go down and have to reset. And I don't know if there's enough time for the rest of the team to make it back. They're gonna have to contest here. And
Poppy gets his ult here. Can he make it? There you go.
does
1
get
point.
on an
Good
ult.
ult.
Ooh, that could be big, but is it enough? Where's the rest of the team? And this is gonna be pretty crazy. Gambit ulting.
Coming out. They get those picks that they need to
And they
catch
did
the
get the
point.
strange portal. So heck of a
Coming out
battle
here.
here.
The team's gonna come quickly back. Hopefully Ume can get his ult here. Sumter caps the point. Then they need to get some good picks.
Thought we may got a pick
my
there,
ult's
but
here.
not quite. Yeah, this is a really good fight right here at the end, but players are down.
Really bad.
It's not necessarily looking good for the Fire Ants right now.
Oh no, this seems to be capping. There we go. Tries to stay on the point, but does not seem to get it.
No, unfortunate. And goes 99-99, and Gustavus takes round number 2. That was a heck of a fight there. Maybe some ultimate ult economy issues for the Fire Ants, maybe at times, not using
That's what
them
I'm thinking.
as well. I think maybe that second push back onto point to try to recap, we kind of maybe went a little wild there and right away and didn't get any picks. And I think from that, maybe it put us behind just a little bit. But I mean, we'll see. But Gustavus does have an ult advantage going into this.
100%. And I think the thing we have to keep in mind is the Fire Ants there kind of got a little distracted all the way at the beginning of that round. They used a lot of ults, keeping them off a point, and I would really like to see them save 1 or 2 for when they eventually push past all of those ults. I always think it's kind of hard to keep them in spawn. I mean, if you can do it, great, but it can be kind of hard. I just don't think that ult economy was that great here. As we go into this round, I definitely like to see a little bit better ult economy, especially because Gustavus has the ult advantage at the moment. They might use those to immediately push in here.
We're gonna see Magneto come out. Was
Some picks
Magneto
here
the
would be
main
great.
last time? I can't. No, it was Rogue. So
Rogue.
and a big
See,
ult
Strange
there.
really coming out here.
This could be big. Invisible Woman choosing not to ult. Saving. A little late for Invisible ult to come out, I would think, there. But
That's 2 go down. I feel like they can get at least 1 pick here. That'd be really important. But no, Invisible One also goes down. They don't seem to get anybody.
yeah, I would have liked to see
They have to
Invisible
regroup.
ult right away when when the strange ult comes down, saves it, and it was after multiple people died. So, but either way, it is gone now. Fire Ant's still in ult economy danger, but got a couple coming up.
Hopefully they can get picked here. Ume has his ult, and same with Shiny, but it's gonna be hard with all the support ults that they're running.
I agree.
Oh, they did 3 kills here.
Yeah, and then Poppy in the back line
back
too. And should be able to get another.
Strange down.
Yeah. USC Sumter had to use 2 there, but do have 3 in the pocket. Gustavus choosing to hold theirs. I thought maybe we might see some counters come out, but Gustavus is going to have a stacked up 6 here very soon, which could be troublesome.
Especially with 3 support ults as well. Adams, Rockets, and Gambit, both 3 incredible strategist ults. They were definitely going to.
They're definitely going to need to find that Punisher early.
There we go. Oh,
and that's what we needed. Right there, Shiny gets that Punisher, and that helps out a lot. They don't have as much damage that they can put out, so I do like what we saw there. Focus.
Rocket ult goes down.
I don't know if the Fire Ants have enough to hold this completely, though.
Strange ult here. It's down a lot of the Sumter's team.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Oh, and Shiny goes down.
We may see a portal here.
Ume gets a pick here, though.
Sorry, I thought he went down already. I was ready for us to go in the portal. It's kind of crazy. Maybe
Only
not.
1 ult. It might not be best to portal at this moment,
No,
especially since they can do another push.
Yeah. Although this could flip ult advantage to the Fire Ants if we can maintain and not have to use too much.
Poppy is running Mantis. Counter for that triple support. Make 3 ults here.
Gotta get that Punisher. They do.
Ooh,
Fine.
Punisher goes
No.
down.
Punisher back up.
Gambit goes down too. Ume gets a 2K here. There we go.
Yeah, looking
A little
much
separated.
better.
Hopefully they can pick up that Strange. Strange goes down here. Need to keep them all displaced as much as they can, making sure that they're really getting staggered. That'll be key for the Fire Ants here.
They find the Punisher again. That's big stagger for sure. They do recap.
Trying to keep them held at this choke point here, but Fire Ants without that Storm Wall, it's going to be a little tricky now that they're rocking the Mantis.
I would agree.
Instead of a DPS.
I would agree. It's gonna be interesting.
Good Ume ult here.
I do
Really
like
pushing them back off
Rexel's
that point.
ult early. I like it. Lots of ultimates coming out. My goodness. Everybody's
All the
ulting.
ults from Sumter here.
Fabulator goes down. Had his ult come up right at the end. And they're gonna have
the portal here.
yeah, they're gonna have to one more push it to get back on. They do have the ult to their favor. Just gotta get everybody back in
Captain's gonna have
place.
to really do that Strange ult well. There we go. Gonna push in with Gambit's ult here. Can't seem to get through the portal.
Jeez. Gotta get these picks
We
early.
need a pick here.
Definitely
There
need
we
a pick.
go. Rocky goes down.
Keep everybody up. Yep. Rogue gonna have an ult. Probably gonna come out immediately. Gotta be careful. Rogue gonna
Good
go
sleep here from Poppy.
down. So tough.
Oof.
Ooh.
Poppy goes for the heal and gets caught.
Hey, hey, hey.
Keeps getting those picks.
We haven't found our way. It's like the first team that gets to an ult here is gonna maybe win this fight, but I don't like our spread outness. There's people coming back from spawn. We'll see.
Ume's gonna have to have a big ult here, but they don't get it in
we
time.
didn't capture. Wow. Got pushed off. Unfortunate from the Fire Ants there.
Hard first map loss. Definitely we've seen it from Gustavus before to get a win on this first map on domination, I would definitely say I think we just got a little staggered with the ult usage.
I agree.
It's definitely not like Sumter to ult kind of randomly. I just doesn't seem like they were using them very well together. Each individually great ults, but Gustavus there, when they switched to a triple support is extremely meta right now, and for good reason. As we can see, just a ton of healing output from their Gambit, but then on top of that, they have 3 ults there that they can use to recapture point. Not just rockets, but obviously they have Atom Warlocks and Gambits as well, which are all great support picks, I would say, to push into the map. So I
Yeah.
think Gustavus just really had the upper hand there with those supports, and trying to match it with the triple support, maybe it just wasn't the best move that Poppy went the triple support option there. Mantis, I think, is a great character and is very DPS heavy, but doesn't really do the healing output we'd probably want to see in a triple support. So kind of a hard map loss for Sumter, but I'm sure they're going to get it all right back and get their groove back together heading into the next round.
Yeah, for sure. They know how to make adjustments, so I would expect that too. But even seeing the stat line here, you would think it'd tip into Sumter's favor, but it was very close, that close. I think it just came down to a couple moments there. But Fire Ants drop a tough one right there in map number 1.
Yeah, and I think this is a great way, and the stats are a great way to show that Rivals is one of those games that is very, very team heavy. It's a 6v6, so we see Ume there with 47 kills, the highest KDA in the whole game, and yet Sumter lost the final map, and it was just due to some like ult staggering and things like that. So going to this next round will be very important that Sumter works together to make sure that they're using those ults properly for those push-ins there, because it was very, very close, especially in the last 2 rounds of the map, both hitting 99% on for both teams. So maybe some bans and picks to sort of limit that ult usage might be good as well. But I definitely think we're still going to see that Wanda ban for sure.
Yeah, I also wonder if there weren't some targeting issues there too. I feel like maybe, like especially at the end, it seemed like we couldn't target that rogue and get her down. Now it was tough to get her down in general after she was ulting, but just unfortunate. That was really what was able to hold up and then stagger them late, so that then it was kind of a trickle effect. And Gustavus was all coming back at one time versus us coming in at multiple times. So, yeah, it really came down to that in the last moments. But, yeah, Fire's got to figure it out. I'm sure they will. And that was a great round from Gustavus pulling it out. Again,
100%.
like I said, what you see on like the scores and stats and also ranks doesn't necessarily mean exactly what you see in game. And Gustavus showing us some good play there. So did the Fire Ants, but they've got to clean it up.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see a little bit more targeted bans obviously this round. I think that Sumter, now they kind of know what they're going up against. I know what we can expect from Gustavus. We'll probably target a little bit more. I think honestly we might see an Emma's I can't even speak, Elsa Frost ban from Gustavus here, because Ume was really keeping them off the point with his ult, and on top of that, just really getting those picks that we wanted to see there. So I think we might see an Elsa Bloodstone. I mixed Emma Frost and Elsa Bloodstone together, but I think we're going to see her ban. And I would not be surprised if we see a Rocket ban coming up too, instead of a Cloak and Dagger ban as well from Sumter.
Yeah.
So some things I'm just looking out for, things to keep in mind as we're heading to the next round.
For sure. And we don't know exactly what we'll see, but we'll be loading in pretty soon here. And looks like they're bringing in a different player. So that player has a higher rank than that player that left. So it will be interesting to see how that player plays and what we do there. But I guess as we wait, I think they're getting ready to go, so I don't want to take a break, but
I'll be interested to see with Spider Islands. I think it's a very interesting map. We don't see it too much. It's actually one of my favorite maps to play on. I think it's super fun. I think it's got a lot of great choke points, especially at the beginning of the map. And I think it'll be quite the interesting play, because we've seen Sumter do incredibly well on this map especially when they were running a 3-tank setup in the past seasons. So I'll be interested now that we've switched it up a little bit how it will go. I'm very excited to see how this map works out. I think it's just a great map.
I would
I wouldn't be
agree.
surprised if we see a little Captain America action, especially if they go in Tokyo 2099. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more Gambit, more Invisible Woman. They're both great. Hopefully we'll head in here in a little bit.
Yep, just trying to see what they put in. Looks like they were just talking about their sub, and here we go. Swapping sides, and we are going to be headed into map number 1. USC Sumter looks like they're going to be on attack, and Gustavus on defense. So Gustavus leading the series 1-0.
I always think attack is a little bit harder to start off with. I always like starting off in defense, so you kind of know what you're going up against for your attacking round. But taking a minute to sub in as well.
Well, I think the player's already in. I don't know why they're not starting. I'm assuming they were just waiting on a ready signal.
Let's see, but Coach Chris, what are you looking out for heading into this next round? Any bans or picks you think we might see going into this, or?
Well, I'm kind of with you. I don't know if the Mantis was the play. I think we needed in Poppy on something that he's definitely comfortable with. I feel like, you know, I wouldn't say any other DPS would have been better, but yeah, I mean, I get why, you know, like I get trying to counter and, you know, go from there, but it puts us down a little bit from our specialty, and we've been going kind of 2 DPS all season. Would have liked to see, because maybe we would have had some more damage output right there at the end to close that out, because really it was just us knocking down that rogue, and we would have been into victory lane, but it just didn't quite work out. But yeah, so maybe just being a little more sure of ourselves. I think we got to do a little better with our ult economy. I don't think it was very I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was as good as I've seen us use it before. It seemed like Gustavus had the upper hand on ult economy basically ever since our second push on round number 2. So once we kind of like ran in and kind of grew ulted right away, that was kind of the notice where I was like, I feel like we're not ult economying quite right. And you even mentioned it live. You were like, you know, we're kind of just going in and using those quickly, which I kind of felt the same way. I thought maybe they'd hold it up, but they didn't. So ult economy, I think, has to be better, and then we just have to be sure of what we want to play here. I don't think what we were doing was not working. I think we were just, you know, not necessarily getting caught out or anything, just some things weren't you know, getting staggered or something like that. So I think if the old economy was better, we probably would have won that with what we were playing as before we made swaps.
100%. I think we're seeing some really interesting targeted bans here. Sumter comes right out of the gate banning Rocket, who was their sort of like lead support throughout the whole game. And then obviously Gustavus comes right back in banning Gambit and saving that Punisher, which has been causing a little bit of tricky issues. But we're definitely really going after their 3 support setup here, banning Adam Warlock, banning Rocket. Wouldn't be surprised if we see even another support ban here.
I think we probably still need to have that Wanda ban, but I'm not sure if we're gonna do it.
Wanda can be really difficult on this map too. I find a lot of Wanda players usually play on this map. Cloak and Dagger save here, not surprised. They're probably going to need Cloak and Dagger here to go with Invisible Woman, because a lot of the supports are being banned. Not surprised in the Storm ban or the Elsa save. I think that's great for Ume here.
I think you ban Wanda, just to be sure. I don't know if we leave Wanda on the playing field, but it'll be up to them. I don't know anybody else that really stood out that was like, yeah, they need to go.
I would like to say rogue, but I feel like that would just be sort of a weird ban from Sumter.
Ooh.
Oh, and they just miss it.
Wow. Wow. Couldn't even.
Yeah, if they were gonna ban something,
Couldn't even decide together what to pick, and yeah, not working.
Yeah, I really wish we would have seen a Wanda ban or at least something there. Hopefully that doesn't put Sumter behind by any means. I just always think it's better to ban something rather than nothing, but and not work out in the best for Sumter here. I like their team comp so far. We have Poppy on anti-dive, which is unsurprising. And then we have our typical Invisible Woman Cloaking Daggers for supports, Ume on Elsa, which I think is a great pick here, and then Captain on Hulk this time. It'll be good to see him back on that as well.
Yeah, we're gonna see. It's definitely gonna be interesting.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Even in the far future, it looks like Stark is still the most trusted name in town.
If you want a fancy toaster,
And if you want to see
And gonna get over to our side here. Got to swap of the numbers.
the battle starts in 5, 4.
We're gonna need a really strong out the gate push. They do have Jeff, and we've seen Jeff kind of be an issue for Sumter, especially on this map before. Not necessarily with Gustavus, but just in general here. But hopefully, Captain can sort of get on that back line and cause some issues. We're gonna see him on the flank. I don't know where he's really going, but
Yeah, not sure. I was
having
trying
a
to
fun
figure
time.
that out. Maybe trying to get him
Looks
to
like he's
turn
coming from
around.
the
I
back
don't know.
line.
Yeah. He's doing something. Trying to get him to turn around, take the space with the cart, I suppose.
There we go. Now he's causing some issues, getting those picks,
For sure.
pushing him back. There we go. That's the Captain plays we're used to seeing after jumping on the
100%.
back line a little bit.
Surprised we haven't seen Captain America, but might see that sometime later. Not as strong as he once was, I don't think.
No, for sure. I think obviously Captain America's whole point of his kit is to stay alive, and I think it's become a little bit harder to stay alive with all the new
Oh
characters
my.
that have been added.
Captain
go.
just
There's
walking
Captain
it
coming
down
out.
right there.
Good kill here. Can he get a stick?
I don't know.
Pretty much displaced the whole team.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. They walked into a tight corner and found a Hulk. I don't know if I want to take that corner.
Especially not with Captain on Hulk himself.
Yeah, for sure.
Seems to just be keeping him very displaced, keeping him staggered on that back line, while the supports sort of just move the payload here.
Yep,
This is the
looks
push
like
I
that
like
was the
seeing
play
from
from the
Sumter.
beginning. Yep. He just sits in the back and decides to get him to turn around, and then once they do, we move the card a little bit, get a pick.
Really just jumping around. It's kind of making me laugh here.
Yeah, let's see what we get from Ume to help him.
Big Punisher ult here. Get all here from Ume Tree. Second dagger all coming out from
Used a lot. They used a lot too,
Gustavus.
but
Still have another support ult if we need it here. Hopefully Sumter can just get some picks and not have to use that ultage. Captain needs to get his
hey, here
Hulk
comes.
back. There we go. Full ult here. The Hulk ult here.
It'd be huge,
There we go.
maybe. Finds.
Seeing him real low, but can't seem to find too many.
Yeah, they do get two picks though, so that should get them to the checkpoint close.
100%.
finds a
Hopefully they
couple
can
more.
get at least to that second choke point, as you were saying. Looks like there's a portal on the point. Good
There
pick it
is.
from Ume.
That could be big, using the portal early, but also like they're gonna stagger them here. That's It's 3
Triple
down.
from Ume here.
Yeah, that's 3 down coming out of portal. I don't know if it was
Triple
worth.
down here too. I don't think so either. I would have liked to see them save until it was at the very last inch of
They hit a checkpoint.
checkpoint.
Now might be
But
a
Sumter's
good
really
time
just
to
walking this thing up to the point.
They really are. Hulk a little less in their face as he was early, but that may change here shortly. The terrain is a little bit different now as well, but Fire Ants have 3 ultimates. Fabulator gonna ult.
And a
I
little
guess when
harder to
someone
flank
gets low.
here.
For sure.
Oh, strange ult here. Hulk is really gonna have to. Looks like they have Wolverine coming out from Gustavus. That might cause an issue with some of our tanks.
That could be tricky against the. Oh my gosh, I'm pressing the wrong button. That could be tricky against the Hulk, but I was almost
scared from
wondering if
Sumter.
Fabulator needed to ult there to keep everybody up, but only Ume went down, so it went well actually, and Fire Ants hung on to 2 ultimates.
Yeah,
Don't
now that
wanna-
they're kind of killed
Go ahead.
Gustavus' triple support, they don't have enough like support power to really do the damage they wanted to do, and now they're just kind of getting picked off quickly here by Captain.
Wolverine has ultimate already though. Cloak and Dagger, both Cloak and Daggers ulting. Fabulator gonna ult.
Here.
Oh,
Oof.
yikes. Fabulator goes down. Fire Ants
ult
not
here.
really getting as much out of that as you would like. And Hulk kind
Kinda
of just
can't-
ulting to get out.
Yeah, can't really keep their ults up now. They kind of have an ult advantage, but
Both
got
teams
plenty
kind
of
of use
time.
them all, yeah. Minus this Wolverine. That Wolverine's going to save it for the last moment. Be a pain. Hopefully not, but could be the case.
pushing in here, getting some picks.
They do still have a minute and a half. Wolverine down, so we don't have to worry about that ult right now. Moon Knight.
Getting them very low. If they can keep them staggered here, it'll be kind of key just walking up the rest of the point.
I would agree.
From Ume to keep them off point. Is that Wolverine ult?
Here it comes.
Doesn't seem
Can they
to find their
do-
tank.
No, he does not. I think he's down. He is.
There we
Fire Ants
go.
withstand that. That's 2 more down. And there you go, pushing it to the end with still about 2 minutes,
minutes
left on the
left.
clock.
Time to switch things up.
Wow, good
Anything would
push
try
here from
try.
Sumter. I'm very glad that they banned that triple support. I think they really understood what the problem was and then used that to their advantage during their bans and their saves here. Even though they did miss that last ban, I don't think it's caused any trouble so far. I'll be interested to see what sort of how they switch it up if they do from Sumter's side. But definitely Gustavus is going to need a complete rework here to really push it in. I think it's going to be hard to go against the OG Invisible Woman and Cloak and Dagger support from Sumter here. So, just to keep in mind as we head to this next part of the round.
Sure. It'll be interesting to see overall. Fire Ants looked pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
They're on their attack, but we'll be on defense now.
You've got some impressive beasties down in those depths. I've always wanted to hunt there.
Shiny on Penny. I love Penny on this map. I think she's great, especially on this first choke point.
The battle starts in 5,
Good time, love.
4, 3, 2.
Hopefully they can just keep them at this sort of bridge part of the map.
Ugh, anything's better than working with Deadpool. Wait. Please tell
Help
me
get that
Deadpool's
vehicle
gone
to
now.
its destination.
Yeah, the penny is something we've come used to seeing on this. How it lasts. Ume gets one.
Oh,
It was close. Thought they were gonna get away for a second.
good picks there. It's what we like to see, getting it done early.
For sure.
Captain using good walls here, really keeping the supports blocked off from their tank. So Magneto goes down. There he goes. Gustavus without a tank, but still holding on to the payload here.
Yeah. I could see a Groot ult coming out pretty quickly here if Groot gets it. next time they're right in front of him like that again.
Time for some fireworks.
And they just keep pushing right into Shiny's traps. And it's just going to get pretty much blown up if they push past where they're at right now.
Get that thing moving again. Now it's
Go. Good kills from Captain. Hope they need to watch that backline flank.
I think they see it. I think everybody's closing in. Groot, big ult there.
Oh, here's from
Ooh, Captain just kind of put his ball in the way a little bit, it looked like. They are
lot of ults.
still living through it. Yeah, lots of ults. My goodness.
We're going to see a Penny ult come out here soon enough.
There it goes.
There we go. Oh, gets caught there for a second.
Cloak and Dagger with the Penny. Trying to maybe get a little bit of a hit there. Almost
Oof,
goes
almost
down.
goes down.
May as well. Needs to get away.
whoever they are. They don't look friendly. Powering up.
Going Angela from Gustavus here. Just honestly mess with the back line.
May goes down. Could be a little bit of trouble for the Fire Ants. They might have to get back a little bit here.
They're still doing a lot of damage. Angela's just going to be really annoying,
Ooh, that's
but
big.
gets webbed by Shiny. Oh. Shiny's getting them low, but can't seem to find the last little bit of damage to finish them
And
off.
Poppy found that one, I think.
Managed to push them back off this choke point. Hopefully we can keep holding them here. 2 seconds left on the clock. I think we're going to see a Strange maybe come out after one of their tanks ults.
Ult coming out.
Oh. Captain goes down.
And Poppy finding a couple. Fabulator gonna ult, try to keep the team up in this fight. Ooh, they
Yeah,
tried.
Angela goes down there.
Yeah, Angela. Those probably worked.
Only 2 ults here from Gustavus.
Ooh, ooh. That was pretty impressive right there. That was a big stagger. Definitely puts them fighting for.
Gustavus though.
Yeah, this is true. And a switch to Strange.
Not surprised. I need a ult here. Huge portal. That would really help them here though.
Yeah, I saw the changeover. Not sure if that was the play. But
Hopefully
there's
the
a
Penny
lot
Monk
of stuff
can
going
stay.
on. Fire Ants, I guess, 1 down for each team. Fire Ants gonna give a little bit of ground here. Groot next to ult. No, and Poppy actually.
Hopefully, once they get that Magneto down, it'll be pretty quick from there.
Poppy does send the ult. Captain and him do take one down. Groot ult. This could be a big stagger either way. Is he gonna
Forces
go
out a
down?
couple support ults.
Groot's gonna go
but
down.
Can't keep him alive.
I mean, keeping it to overtime is pretty good either way on the first point. What we could do here. Maybe they get Angela. They do.
They have enough time to portal 2 back on defense.
They do to stop. And they haven't. They don't. They got one ult. Ume's to go in. You'll probably see that immediately. And goodness
There we go.
gracious,
Good ult from
3.
Ume.
Oh, go down. That's gonna do it right there. No shot.
Odd from Ume at the end here.
Yeah,
Can he
no
get the
shot.
pin?
Gotta get it.
There we
And
go.
there it
Gets
goes.
the penta.
Woo.
Final score.
Penta
During the round
for
win.
the end. Well played from the Fire Ants that time. They definitely picked it up versus map number 1. Tying up the series 1-1 with Gustavus. What do you think
There
put
we
him
go.
over the edge this time?
I mean, Ume has been killing it. He got a very similar KDA to the last map. I would definitely say I think it was the triple support that was getting them in that first round. So the way Gustavus was playing was so much support output with a lot of ults so that they could compensate by not having as much DPS damage as they were only playing Punisher.
Hmm.
And so what we see with the bans here from Sumter is that now that they can't play that Atom and they can't play that Rocket that they were so reliant on, now when it comes down to it, Sumter just beats them in terms of firepower and support. And I think the best part about Sumter is that they're so versatile. They've played a lot of different things this round. They were like, okay, you want to ban Gambit, we will play Cloak and Dagger, or oh, you want to ban Thor, we'll play, Hulk instead. And I think they were using their ults a lot smarter here, and they had a lot better ult economy. And I think that's just what sort of pushed them to walk the point all the way until the end on the first round, and then in the second part of the map held Gustavus nothing quite really past halfway. I mean, it was getting close there at the end, but a great game for overall and a great map for Sumter. I think they should be really happy with it, and hopefully something similar is going to happen going to the next map. What do you think? Anything you noticed or picked up on?
Well, I mean, the stat line is hugely at an advantage for the Fire Ants this time, so they definitely showed up and kind of locked in there. I think they might have been a little flustered right at the beginning, obviously not getting that last ban in and such, but they were able to look really good on the payload, both attack and defense. I mean, overall, I think they just kind of knew exactly what they wanted to do and stuck with it. I don't think they had any second guesses to it, really. We didn't really see many changes. They just made that kind of stance. This is how we're going to run this, and they did it, and it looked like they've been doing it the whole season, which they technically have. That's kind of how they run that in payload a lot of times, especially on that map. So we've seen some things like maybe like I think we've seen Ume on like Moon Knight sometimes on that map, and some other choices, but they looked great with what they did. I think overall they just kind of locked in. I think ult economy was much better, which I think helps us, helps any team when you can keep it under control. But going into round number 3 here, not taking too
Yeah, for
much
sure.
time, and here we are going to Central Park. And pick bands come out. What are we going to see here? Fire Ant's going to be on defense first.
I would not be surprised if they play Moon Knight. I was kind of about to say I wish Gustavus kept to Moon Knight because, as we saw, and as you can see, Moon Knight's ult outweighs Invisible Woman's ult. So if Invisible Woman gets stuck in her ult and Moon Knight's, it will just be absolutely countered every time. And so I think they're going to probably play Moon Knight here just to get rid of, Suborbulator will have a really hard time if they ult at a similar time. And I think Moon Knight gets his ult so quickly, it'll just be for an advantage for Gustavus. So I think Sumter's going to have to really watch out, especially if they're running Scarlet and Moon Knight at the same time. Not surprised by the Elsa Bloodstone ban here. Ume's been killing it. Banning Invisible Woman, they're really hitting the nail on the head here for Sumter. But knowing Sumter, they're so versatile, I think they can come back. But they're really going to need to use that last ban that they missed last map for this game. I love Central Park. I think it's a great map, but this map can get a little tricky. It's got some weird choke points, especially because the first part of the map is point-based. It's kind of a weird, looking map in my opinion. I think it's got a lot of moving bits and pieces. But might be rough. I think the Moon Knight and Scarlet Witch combo might make it difficult for Sumter. I think they're going to really need to focus on that. If they can ban at least Scarlet here, I think it'd be to their advantage. Banning the Thing, ooh, interesting pick, but...
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't ban the Wanda, but hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us.
Wanda's literally in their username here, so...
Exactly.
Not really missing much.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how they play that out as we go forward for sure. Here we are into convergence, so basically you gotta. It's a hybrid approach, pretty much. So attack, defend, and then push payload. Fire ants back over here.
Not surprised to see Poppy on Namor. Great anti-dive character. This whole map is sort of 4 dive characters. I see a lot of magic, a lot of Spider-Man on this map. And I think it'll be really good. Obviously, we see Ume on another poke character, such as Hela. I think Ume's great on Hela too, but I've been really liking him on Elsa. So it will be interesting to see what he does, especially because their ults are so different.
3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Yeah, I just hope this Wanda doesn't become a pain for us. We're gonna see how it plays out.
Should be good with Penny. Penny can sort of web her ult to cancel it. I think it'll be really good to play that. Immediate Strange Portal though. They get some pick.
Oh.
Here we go.
Strange Portal and Fire Ants get 2 right away.
Yeah.
Try to back off into Spawn. That was aggressive. I don't dislike it, but it worked out for the Fire Ants better than Gustavus.
I'll throw out that portal
Yeah.
the next couple of minutes or so.
I mean, I suppose typically you don't need it for a little while anyways if you're going to use it. So I guess if you're going to use it right in the beginning, you'll have it by the time you might need it in a pinch, maybe. They do have 3 minutes left on the clock to cap. I'm not 100% sure what that cooldown timeline is, but we'll see.
About 120 seconds, so they'll still have it, but they'll only have like a minute around to play with it.
Right. Ooh, they find the
So,
Wanda.
I mean,
That's
big
huge.
Penny web. I think the hard part about Wanda is that you kind of get just countered by any Penny player. I'm not surprised Shiny's playing it for this round. Keeping them in that corner there, Captain's really pushing it back.
And Poppy having to constantly turn around and check that back line. Doing a good job of keeping them at bay.
Not really do anything.
No, they're not really. They're split at the moment, and the back line really isn't getting much. With Poppy continuing to turn around. Not sure. I was trying to figure out
really
who was
doing
up there. Gambit gonna use an ult, try to push on. Let's see.
Too hard. Looks like, yep, that's what the magic is all now.
Ooh,
What ult's coming out here?
trying to see everybody's ult. Players go down early for the Fire Ants in that fight.
Hella ult. Pretty counted
Probably
by
gonna
the
go down
Luna.
pretty quickly. Yeah. Fire Ants gonna have to re-engage. Don't know if they'll be able
Yeah,
to stop
hopefully
this.
they'll be able to portal in. Here we go. Welcome to Arbor later. They're gonna need to cancel that one ult.
Oh. Losing our
Only
tank
gets
right
one
off the
here.
bat. Not the best.
Somebody goes down.
Yeah, gonna be a tough hold here.
Can't seem to find the kills they need to overtake the point.
No.
You need to stop
It was
them.
basically that first wave of fights. Fire Ants weren't ready for it when it came to ultimates. And the ults come out from Gustavus first, and they do the damage before the Fire Ants can react with their own ults, and sends them packing.
It'll be very interesting to see what Sumter sort of does to readjust. I think they definitely got to watch that Luna ult. There's not much they can do about it while she's in it.
But do you not think
Especially
the
without a
Penny would
Magneto.
be good here with the payload back on? Considering what we did with payload before? Or maybe just this map not so great?
I think the specific part of the map, there's not really a good place for Penny to place her nest without
Yeah.
it getting pretty much instantly destroyed.
Yeah, like scene. Yeah.
Probably better to play Hulk here.
Let's see.
There we go. Getting some
Calculator
more damage.
low. Can he get out? Can he get some kills? He does. Okay, Rexel has an ult to use when he wants. We do get a pick. Yeah, I figured Hulk Smash gonna come out pretty fast here.
There we
On
go.
to
Good
two.
pick.
Man,
Have to get
multiple.
3K. You find some more kills, or is he gonna go down here? It's safe. I think Ume just, I wish we had Elsa back on here. Unfortunate that Gustavus had the first ban.
Yeah, I would agree. Taking her out of the equation. He was putting in work with them.
But all here, we're really gonna have to watch out here for these ults.
Oh my, we use a lot of ults right there. Ults coming out both sides.
Poppy on the point still. They have yet to cap the payload.
Yeah. Get him off now.
No Luna ults. Ume has a good chance of getting good picks here, especially on this part of the map.
I would agree. They kind of used all of theirs, but Fire Ants had better economy as far as getting ready to bring it back. But if they wait too long, Gustavus will have some ultimates at their advantage.
Gonna get on that point. Good ult here from Suborbulator. There's that ult from Ume. Strange blocking it though with the shield. Who gets the pick?
Go down still. It's a good job by the Strange trying to prevent that.
That shield probably should have been used to help the team. 45 seconds left. Not a ton of ults for Sumter here, but we're about to get captains here in a minute.
You stop them in their tracks.
Hopefully Shiny can just block them off. Oh, we're getting a strange portal. Wanda ult. Didn't get anybody though. Timing was a little bit off.
Yeah, timing was off. I think that might come back to haunt them. Potentially, Hulk Smash comes out. Hulk gets stunned quite a bit though.
There we go. Gets the pick.
Ultimate from Rogue. She goes down though. Pirates may
There we
have this
go.
stopped.
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
I have to watch out for that Luna. She's gonna try to hold that point. Doesn't seem to get it though.
Nope.
Good hold here from Sumter.
2, 1. Time to switch things
And
up.
now on to the attack time for
Mm-hmm.
the Fire Ants.
You'll need a top-notch team.
I think we're just seeing the Fire Ants really struggling today with the point-based map style. Can't seem to get a good hold against Gustavus. But they're really killing it on the payload portion of the map, and obviously that carries a lot more weight. So if they can just get past this first choke point on the point-based part of the convergence map, I think they're gonna have a lot of success pushing it past where Gustavus left it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting overall. Gonna see the penny come out from Gustavus as well. Moon Knight. Not surprised to see
Not
that.
surprised here.
We better test this out. 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Jeff coming out. That could be a pain for the Fire Ants.
We've seen that a couple times before. I think Jeff was more of a threat back when Jeff and Storm had that team up.
Yeah.
Especially where they could ult together. That caused a lot of issues for Sumter in the past. It was just a really tricky ult to get around, and they built it up so quickly. But now that that's not really a thing we're seeing anymore, I think Jeff won't be as bad, but can still be a pain.
To the mission area. Got it?
They seem to handle Jeff well previously. You see Storm coming out here from Poppy. Moon Knight's so good on this portion of the map. That On can just do so much damage while pushing in.
He's already at 32%. Whoa.
Magneto's a little interesting from Shiny here, but great character.
Yeah, I mean, if they all stay locked up like that, when it gets that, you're gonna see that ultimate come down immediately. It's gonna have it really
Pretty
fast.
much. There we go. Already having an ult here.
Yep, there it is, as I
I
expected.
think Moon Knight's ult is more of just an ability. He gets it so quickly.
Yeah, pretty much. It's good to set up so that you can, you know, use it as leverage to move people around to how you want, but also, you know, get some kills too. So it can definitely be to an advantage. But Fire is not really breaking through here. Well, Moon Knight almost has it again.
Yeah, Ume's just doing a lot of damage, and Captain's trying to go on the backside and finish it off. What's coming out here? Oh, Jeff.
Oh, not
Here's
so
that part of
great
the
there.
map being so close to the edge. Oof. Jeff is gnarly on this point-based part of the map.
Yeah, for sure. Fire Ant's gonna have to go back to the starting ground. Lots of ultimates though. Feel like they got a good chance to just bust in here and get the cap, but we'll see.
100%, especially with Ume's ult here.
There it is.
Huge ult here from Ume.
Oh, gonna smash in. Oh, that could be a
Forcing out a lot of ults.
Yeah. And Poppy
Go
ulting
ult.
late and getting knocked out of it. Ooh, Fire Ants were not prepared for that. As well as you would have thought with all those ultimates in their pocket. That
They
did
really
not
do
play
need to
well.
wait. I don't hope they don't rush in only with this Gambit ult. I don't think it would be to their advantage to do it with no DPS as well.
Alright, that feels better.
Switching to Groot here.
There goes the ult. Fabulator. Other ult's gonna come out. We do find a pick, but our guy goes down 2. Needed Poppy's ult to land here. Definitely gotta find
I don't
something.
think it's gonna do too much with that
No.
shield.
Oh, wait. He does
To
get
work here.
one. Ume ulting. Let's see what that finds. Does find one.
Kind of just trying to keep him off point. But that exchange portal is gonna cause a lot of issues.
It is. Can they get this pick? Oh, they did get the pick on this.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Gets the strange ult, or the strange down as well as the Thor there. That's gonna be enough. That was a scrappy point.
Here comes the
Fire.
best part of the map though, which is the payload. So I've got a lot of faith for them to sort of walk it up here.
Would agree. Let's see. You might see Captain change again, back to something to kind of push them along, like he did with the Hulk last time. But I'm not sure. But for now, he's up with this. Here we go. Penny
Oof.
ulting. Maybe Cloak and Dagger ults here. Don't wait too long if you do.
Ult here from Ume.
Hey.
I think we're gonna see an ult here after the Penny ult is dissipated.
Ventilator gotta be careful not to get picked out.
Us against the world!
There we go, pushing with the Cloak and Dagger ult. Trying to really go after that Penny. Oh no, Jeff ult here.
That wasn't bad.
Down with that Mag ult.
Puts him down. Gonna see Agamotto come out. Ooh.
They didn't seem to find anybody.
Oh, that was a good one.
Lots of ults
Lots
from
of ults
Gustavus
coming
here.
out. Oh my. Poppy gonna have one. He gets
Captain
back.
might need to go Hulk again.
Yeah,
I just
I
don't think
agree.
Strange is working, or Groot even.
Yeah, it looks like group change is coming.
Time to make them
Fire Ant's running out of time here. Gotta make something happen here soon. Oh, coming in quickly from Poppy. Maybe well, let's see. I don't know if
Oh,
it's gonna
can't
do
seem
much.
to get anybody. He goes down.
Oh, I don't know if that was the play.
I don't need Fabulous ult.
Yeah. They're gonna probably wait for Mbappe to get back before they do anything. Here's the ult coming in.
Oh my ult.
Okay. Gambit
Doesn't
ult
get
coming in
anybody.
behind. No. They find this door.
Couldn't-
Trying
Need
so
to
hard.
get something.
I agree. They do not find the door. Almost not finding anything. They do finally find Strange.
Gotta really careful here. He's getting caught and caught.
He's gonna be
There we
tough.
go. Good
Groot's
pick
gonna
here.
have an ult here
He's
soon.
got an ult. one,
it is.
Captain. Oh, it doesn't get anybody with it.
We do have a cloak and dagger still. They're gonna have a lot of
They're pushing
ultimates
them
in a
off.
minute, though.
Uh-oh. A Jeff ult. Oh, no one's gonna get caught. They're gonna have to get a Jeff.
Oh,
Just
they
let him
did
take
get the
him.
Jeff. Big Rexel. Ultimate. Trying to keep everybody in. Magneto dies before he
no.
could ult. That's not
He
good.
doesn't have enough time to strength ult.
I don't think so.
He might.
That's gonna
There we
be
go.
all or nothing.
Just in time.
Fabulator
Both
could
have to
get
come
his
out pretty
ult.
immediately.
Oh no. We don't have anything else. This is not looking good for the fire ants. I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. I don't know. I don't know. No. Oh.
Tough
They just
map.
didn't have any ultimates right there at the end. Otherwise, I think they would have been able to take it. But I think ult economy shot him in the foot there again. Just that group ult not landing. And just kind of burning through, both teams burning through ultimates fast, and Fire Ants in trouble here, going down 2-1 in this best of 5.
Definitely a tough map. It was very close on both sides. They're really going to need to save that Elsa Bloodstone. I don't think Umi was bad on Moon Knight, but it was very clear that, you know, that Elsa was just absolutely destroying Gustavus, and they kind of knew what to ban here. Jeff is always so tricky for Sumter, and people always love to say that Jeff is especially not a good quote a good support. I see it quite often not that played because of his like healing output is not that great, but I actually think Jeff is just one of those characters. If you know how to use him right, his kit is still very, very good.
Yeah,
So-
I really think the ult economy is just killing us tonight. I don't think we're using it to our best advantage. I think our best ult economy was map number 2, and I think the other two left a little bit to be desired, so to speak. So especially the second round of this map. I think we did well in the first round of map 3, but not necessarily in the second with ult economy.
I think the other thing is too is that we were running our classic cloak and dagger sort of, and like our invisible woman sort of team comp, and I don't think Gambit is bad. I really like Gambit's ult to push in with. I just don't know if what we're doing is working with Gambit. I don't know. We've seen it work before, but I think they might just need to go back to their old ways of Invisible Woman and Cloak and Dagger. I think there's something to be said about both of those ults being used together. I guess we'll see, but it's really hard for Gustavus too, because Gustavus is running a triple support comp, and as we're just seeing, it's just been so meta. It's such a good team comp to run. It's just hard to beat that when they're having so much healing as well.
No, I would agree.
Things to keep in mind, but the ult economy is really, as you said, shooting us in the foot here.
Yeah, and the Jeff ult was definitely a problem. And again, thanks for everybody watching. We know some viewers in the chat been chatting. Thanks for being here. And looks like they're going to be kind of making some changes. Maybe taking a quick break. Not sure. But as they figure that out, casters are going to take a break, maybe to get a drink of water or something. So we'll be back in a moment. See you.
Yeah.
And we are
Okay.
back live at the anthill. What do you think's gonna
There we
happen?
are. Straight bans and picks. Unfortunately, that Gustavus gets that first ban and immediately gets Elsa Bloodstone out of the game. I was really hoping that, you know, Sumter Hugh would be able to get Elsa and save her. Going straight for that rocket ban again. I think that's a great ban here for Sumter, obviously, and saving that Invisible Woman. I'm not surprised. They're really gonna have to work on these supports. Saving Cloak and Dagger here from Gustavus, not surprised. I think that they were really using that to their advantage. They were running that triple support team comp. They were hitting that Cloak and Dagger, that Jeff, and that Gambit in the last game. And it is so much healing output against Sumter here. Not surprised that they're banning Hulk at all. They're really going after some strong characters for Captain and for Ume, who have been getting a lot of the picks today. And Poppy's really going to have to step up with Storm. He's one of the few people that are being able to play sort of their main, but Sumter's actually banning Gambit here. I'm not surprised. I think they can get away with super well going in Cloak and Dagger and Invisible Woman. We've seen it multiple times. They do it like no other. Saving Storm here again, like I said, and Poppy, they're really going to have to rely on him because he's one of the few people that is keeping his main sort of here. Because Ume is just going to have to work with, I'm really hoping to see Moon Knight again. Saving Rogue for Gustavus, not surprised. Rogue has been honestly kind of just a pain. I think she's a great tank here, only because obviously she can sort of take away and set back some of those ults by taking away their ult points. But very interesting save, I would say, for Gustavus. I'd be more inclined to think that they would have saved a support or maybe even Wolverine. And then we're banning Thor.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm
Not
judging.
surprised that we're not banning Wanda. We've brought it up before, but it doesn't seem like she's posing a huge threat. Obviously, we can go Penny to go against the Wanda, so it's not a huge deal for Sumter here. But the Fire Ants are going to have a little bit of a tricky time with no Hela for Ume and no Elsa Bloodstone. Not surprised that he's going Moon Knight, it looks like here. And that was a little bit interesting. And we see an Ultron come out from Gustavus. Kind of interesting. I wonder if that is sort of something new they're trying since they don't have their Gambit. But
I've always been a heavy
it's going to
hitter.
be an interesting
30 seconds before
matchup
you
heading
attack.
in here.
Get ready.
Obviously, Coach Chris is not here right now, so we will just have to watch it in Poppy's point of view, unless it just switches automatically. So
I wouldn't know.
hopefully he gets some good picks here, and it's not just we're just watching on the fly for sure.
Well, when I'm done here, you'll have plenty of folks to heal.
I think the biggest thing I was telling Coach Chris while we were on that short break is that team morale is going to be super important. Obviously, we've seen Sumter many times before. You know, they have a great team morale, they're a great team, but they're really going to have to make sure they're not getting too torn down by the sort of underdog thing that they got going on here. They are down 1-2, but I know Sumter and the Fire Ants, they're a great team. They're going to come back really strong with that morale. Hopefully Poppy can get those picks. Looks like they're both staying up. Nothing's happening too much. Captain's really heading into that back line as Venom. Again, oh, there we go. Shiny getting one pick as Strange here.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to
Yeah,
see
punish
what
right
the
there.
Fire Ants do to kind of change up their game here. What are they gonna do to make a difference? You see the captain with the Carnage is interesting. Sorry, just getting back in here. I'm sure you
No,
already said
totally.
all that.
No, just really hitting on this. They look like they're honestly keeping up pretty well, but nothing too interesting has been happening. The hardest part about this is that when both teams are staying up and just doing a lot of damage to each other, they
Yeah.
build up ults very quickly, and it's getting a little messy if no
Nervous
team
about
has the ult
that
advantage.
Jeff ult. Alright, coming in.
I'll be interested to see how Venom plays out. There we go. Ume's
Somebody's
getting
got to
that.
follow
Poppy's
up.
killing it.
They definitely got to make sure they follow up that Moon Knight ult. Moon Knight ult alone, I don't think really. If everybody's full health, I don't think it really takes them down. But if they link that up with others, that can
100%.
do some damage for sure. Gonna have to worry about that Jeff ult though. The Fire Ant's gonna need to play a little bit separated.
A little extra oomph.
Yeah. And as I was saying, and Poppy is the only one who sort of has his like quote unquote main. Hulk got banned, and then Ume's sort of two main DPS have been banned as well. So they've really got to rely on him for DPS power along with Shiny.
They're gonna ult, or I mean, and Poppy gonna ult.
Poppy
Can he
ult
find
here.
that? He does find the Punisher. That could be huge. Let's see what we have left.
Another Ume tree ult. They're really gonna have to rely on their invisible woman ult.
They gotta get that. Adam. We gonna see Fabulator's ult or no? Don't think we need it. And Poppy low, but everybody else staying up. Oh no,
He's been
Jeff.
killing it. Ooh, gets two here.
That's not good.
Oh no, there's not much they can do about it. 8 down. 2 supports.
Yeah, we do have ults. I think that Jeff ult really got us. I think that's what honestly happened before. The Jeff ult is what I'm super worried about. The one time we countered it was when we had Magneto to kind of counter it right away, but you know, that can be situational as well. It's not necessarily a guaranteed counter. But Fire Ants just really need to get one more big score here, and I mean, it may be enough to keep them staggered enough and kept away to where they have to change to something crazy, but they do maybe have that portal left. I'm not sure if that went up before I got here.
They do have a strange ult here, and they've got a...
Get Rogue down. Ooh, Strange goes down.
Sick.
They gotta cap fast though. There they go, and then they've gotta be ready for that Strange portal. The ult gonna be really big. That Strange ult is gonna be huge for the Fire Ants if Shiny can lock everybody in coming out of that portal.
Oof.
Oh, they didn't even have
Good round
to.
secured.
Yeah. We got it going
That's
into
what-
the next.
Yeah, as I was saying, I mentioned this while you were out of the room, but no team can come back from a bad morale like Sumter can. The Fire Ants, it's a great team. I know a lot of the guys personally. They've been incredible just in terms of like how much they've taught me about esports, but each of the players I know has such a great mindset about this game. And it's very clear, we're seeing it here, this comeback has been so strong. And that has a lot to do with the team itself. Like, you can have all the skills you want, but yeah, that headspace is just so important here.
Yeah, and I mean, I had to run down to the room because our Fortnite team was having some issues, but I was able to get down there and I could just hear the rivals team in the background talking, and nobody was like upset or really burdened. They were just talking through things. So, you know, that was obviously why the pick bans were going on. But everything seemed to be okay. I mean, I think the Fire Ants can pull this out. They've just got to try to eliminate some of the mistakes Gustavus is taking advantage of.
They gotta really watch over the jet ball here because they do have that ledge so close to the point.
So close.
Something to keep in mind. Here.
Captain's super low. Again, I like Captain America, but not as strong as it once was. But I'd say that
There
we
we
just
go.
cleared
Ume
off
and Poppy.
4 with him
There we
and
go.
being backed up by Ume and Poppy, like you said, and there we go. I don't really like that skin though. It's kind of goofy.
Kind of goofy looking.
Yeah.
No, Ume's skin for Moon Knight keeps making me think he's playing Adam Warlock for some reason.
I get that.
Interesting.
Gonna try to
ult here from
combine this
Poppy, but
with Captain in the back. I don't know. That's another kind of head scratcher from
interesting ult here from
in Poppy. Like that happened one time earlier in the series too. That I think was kind of a wasteful ult. Yeah, not much there. I would have liked to see at least seen him Poppy take that tornado in the same direction that Captain was, but he kind of went away from him. But Fire Ant's kind of holding this spot, not really letting him move. Lots of ults are going to come out soon, though. That's for sure.
Especially that Jack. I don't think we're going to see that just yet, but that Rogue's taking him down. Kind of forcing out 1 or 2 ults here.
Captain trying to chase that Jeff.
Captain just beating down the shark for some reason.
Yeah. And I mean, so
Like
far
every
it's
time
working.
Every single time we switch to Captain's perspective, he's just off doing something. Either he's jumping around his Hulk or he's just punching them as Captain America for some reason.
Yeah,
Normally on
this
the
is gonna be
point here.
interesting how this fight works out. Lots of ultimates coming out.
Jeff ult.
The Jeff ult,
Seems
how
to
many did
only
he
get-
get?
Ume, apparently.
We're trying
All
to
here from
stay
Team
up.
Crystal, staying on point. Ume stays alive from that
Ooh.
Jeff ult. Comes back
Does
in
he
with
really?
double KO.
I didn't see that actually. And Poppy getting very low, needs some heals. Fabulator does have ult, but not there yet. Maybe get down there and ult now. Just a
Don't
little
think he's
too
gonna
late.
risk it.
Yeah, a little too late there. Gonna pull out and be prepared to go again in a minute.
Still have Strange Portal too, which is gonna work out for the best.
Excuse me.
Captain is running to maybe change characters, it looks like. He's running away, doing something. Oh, no, he's just running on the other side.
Yeah, just gonna go dive the back line here. Just random stuff. Ume maybe gonna ult down. Yeah, kind of figured once
There we go.
Captain went in, you get an ult. Got 2 down there.
Good ult
Fire's
there
gonna
was
try to recap this
shiny.
quickly. Yep. And it should stop their ult advantage. Fire's still gonna gain theirs. They only had to use 2, I think, and have 2
Yeah.
left. Captain's gonna have 1. We still got
Poppy's on his way
Portal.
back.
I think we still got Portal. Do we have Portal?
Yeah, 100%. We haven't used it yet, so I think it'll be very good to. Hopefully, they can just keep this cap. They don't even need to do anything.
I want to see a
but-
solid ult from Poppy here.
There we go.
Say that, and it gets to the back line, finds 1. I like it. That was much better. I like that one. Get 3 players
There we
low.
go.
Can they find this Carnage? They do.
There we go.
Or Venom,
And
sorry,
Poppy-
looked like Carnage.
They're using it well.
That should do it for this map. And Firing's gonna clear that.
Let's go. This was exactly what I wanted to see from the Fire Ants. Like, this is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them come back, take that 2-0 sweep, really go back to their comfort zone with that Cloak and Dagger and Invisible Woman. And it was a great map. I'm very happy. I'm like actually like jumping for joy over here on my side of the screen. It was
Yeah,
just
no, it
good to
was
see
pretty
Tree.
good.
He had a really terrible ban. He got most of his characters banned, but comes back hella strong with that Moon Knight. Just a great run from Sumter. I love this team. It was good to see them come back up to the 2-2. We're going to go to this next. I believe it is Convoy, which Sumter, that's their strong suit. So I'll be very, 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 very excited to see them and going into this next round. What do you have to say, Coach Chris? I know you were only here for that second part of the map, but you've noticed?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall it just looks like they played more together, more cohesively as a team. We kind of mentioned that in our break when we were talking off air that basically they seemed like they were not playing as together as they normally do, and I think that was much better there. And ult economy was so much better. Basically, like when we used 2 ults, we had 2 right back after that. Which changes the game if you're not having to wait around for your ultimates. I think Gustavus was a little bit on the back foot from ult economy there. But Fire Ants just played it much better. I think also I like the fact that they were able to flex to something slightly different, which probably threw Gustavus off a little bit too. Basically mentioning some of the bans you had, coming back, seeing
100%.
Captain on Venom, which we hadn't seen yet, then seeing him play Captain America, which they hadn't seen yet. So I think those changes are interesting. Ume even playing a little bit different in some instances. But yeah, overall, really well played there. Going to be very interesting to see how this last one goes. Typically don't go to a map 5, so what is this? Is this going to be all payload? I think it is, right?
Yeah, it will be. It'll be all convoy, so they're not going to have that point-based part of the map. I think we're definitely going to see a Jeff continue to be played here.
Unless they
Definitely
ban.
Not only because it's convoy. I don't think they're going to ban Jeff. I think they're probably going to use those bans for the same thing. I would like to see them use that Thor ban for maybe something different. But I think the hardest part is that for Ume, I think that one round, I think it was the 3rd round where Elsa first got banned, was a little hard on him because he had to swap so quickly to something completely different. Because I think her kit is so unique in that sense.
Yeah, it takes him a
And
little while to
so-
get going.
Now that he's going on Moon Knight, I think it's been a very good pick for him. I'd like to maybe see them stay on Invis and Cloak and Dagger. Again, I know that Gambit works really well for them too, but banning it seems to just work out in their favor. So something to keep in mind going to the next round as well.
No, I think it'll be. I can get behind you on that for sure.
Yeah, I think they gotta stay versatile. They gotta stay together like they were doing. Be smart, keep that team morale up. But I think Sumter has a very, very good chance of coming back from this and taking this last map here.
Yeah, I would like to say I feel like our payload's been pretty good lately, so I hope it stays that way. Obviously, anything could potentially happen, so don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, but yeah, gonna be interesting overall to see how we go forward in this last map. Both teams backs against the wall, 2-2, and gotta try to find their way to close it out here.
100%. If any team can do it, it's the Fire Ants, 100%.
I definitely hope so, and with that being said, we are igniting the time stream and going into map number 5. Gonna be payload push or convoy, which they call it in here, but pick bands coming in. Who gets first? Let us see. Fire Ant's gonna go on defense first. Gustavus on attack, so that's interesting because it gives you something to work towards if you're on defense. If you hold them early, that definitely shows well. But we did lose our last payload, though, didn't we?
We did not. We won the payload 3-0.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking the hybrid. Is what we lost.
Hybrid one is where we had a little bit of struggle there, but I always think it's just the point-based part of the map that Sumter struggles with. As soon as they get to that payload, they're pretty much sitting pretty.
Yeah, they want nothing to do with Ume's.
Gambit save here.
Yeah.
I've not been liking Gambit. I think Gambit's just such I think he can be either really good, or in this case, he's been so tricky. He's kind of functioning how Luna was last season, last year.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those characters that his kit's a little odd. Oh, Sumter's banning Cloak and Dagger here. They're gonna have to go Gambit, but still interesting. Saving Storm here.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Saving Wanda. I would not be surprised. They're probably gonna go. It's not too bad because they can just go Penny, as I mentioned previously. When you stepped out for a minute there, Penny can just pretty much counter Wanda, so it's not that big of a deal. Ooh, the group band's gonna hit Sumter hard here, especially on Convoy. I'm not liking the Thor band. I hate to say it, I'm not liking the Thor band. So it's very weird bans and saves. I don't know if it's gonna work out in.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either on either side. I feel like
not looking forward to this Gambit. I'm not looking forward to this Hawkeye.
I feel like Gustavus has maybe got more advantage out of those pick bans, but we'll see how it plays out as we go in with 5 seconds left on the clock.
I'm not liking the Angela. I'm not liking the Jeff. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Gustavus. But we will just have to see here. I really like this Convoy map. I think it's a great Strange map. I think this map is super enjoyable. It has a great choke point to hold on defense at the very beginning. I would say though, having a great choke point at the beginning does mean it's kind of easy to push the payload in from there. So they're gonna try to hold that first really roundabout corner there.
Those were simpler times, Remy.
I would agree.
And they got that Jeff again.
Yeah, we gotta find
Ledge's a
Impoppi's.
little far.
Impoppi's definitely gotta find his ults here. Ume needs to find them fast and furious, but we gotta make sure we target it down. I hate Jeff.
Hey Jeff, I'm scared.
Yeah, hopefully Penny puts in some work here. Captain with Strange. Strange always a good pick. Ooh, that's a good pick right off of that. Angela goes down fast.
Going down with the backline too. Poppy might have to go Namor here to go that anti-dive, but I guess we'll see him in a minute.
That's a huge choke point. They do find one.
There we go, and Poppy gets
Wanda
the
is
here.
up top. Ooh, they might get another pick.
There we go. Good picks. Damage output.
Ume is down though, so that takes some of our DPS off the board. Hopefully he can get back quickly. King Rexel getting low, gotta be careful.
Seems pretty calm so far, but I'd
Ume a
like
little
to see
far
Ume
away
get that
though.
ult.
Yeah, I would have liked to see it already on its way. Ooh, and Poppy goes down. Yeah, and see, that's kind of what I'm concerned about. We're still, that's going to be over a couple minutes there. Multiple players are only having 1 DPS basically, and only having 5 players. That's tough to hold there. Jeff ult.
All from Invisible Woman here. They can use it to sort of stay on point. Strange goes down. General need to get back on point here. I think Invisible Woman and Penny will ult together. There we go. Oh,
Wasn't enough.
down.
Yeah.
Not liking Gambit. Gambit just can't do as much healing output as I would like to see Cloak and Dagger and Invis do.
Good time to stop them.
Yeah.
They're gonna need to really regroup up here. I think in Poppy and Ume getting staggered was just not the move here. Gustavus has got the ult advantage too. They're gonna have to really hold it on the second point of the map.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. We'll see what the Fire Ants pull off. Ult advantage does not look good. Gustavus doesn't tend to hold him back too much either, so expect him to come out pretty quickly. Jeff ult's going to be just back pocket ult here. Probably going to come out right now. Try to find somebody. Don't know if Jeff did. We do get Jeff down though. That's good. Poppy using that. Yeah, that was very good from him, Poppy. I have Agamotto coming out. Don't know if it's enough to take anybody down. Hopefully that's a wasted ult from them, but Poppy does go down. So maybe not.
You have a magic ult, something to look out for on their back line as well.
Simulator getting pretty low. Ooh, King Rex.
That Gambit is going to be tough here.
Don't have much to go with. That's going to be tough.
There we go. Might not have the hold, but he's got the thing. Slobbering time. He's pushing in on that payload. Getting him there.
And Shiny able to hold his ult. Might be kind of switching ult advantage to our favor here, economy-wise. Not having to use too much there. This is a heck of a matchup.
It's almost at their ult. Nice pick from Ume. Hopefully he can kind of just like keep doing some damage on them with his onks.
I agree. I'll get as much ult charge as he can right here on this corner from afar.
2 minutes left on the clock. Sumter has the ult advantage. I'm liking what I'm saying. I'm not liking the Jeff all in our future.
No, that's for sure. I see one ult come out from Gustavus. They did lose a player though, but Night ult.
I don't find him much, but keeping him distracted at least.
Yeah. Do have somebody on the back line, I think, or thought at one time. Byron's staying up though. Can they find that Wanda? That's huge.
There we go.
Yeah, that is huge. Don't know if they got anybody with the strange ult. Ult here, gonna try to find the Jeff. Does not find Jeff, but they do delete Jeff immediately. King Rexel's keeping everybody up. I don't know if we needed that ult,
Doing a good job.
but take it.
They're gonna need to get those support ults back up with a minute left on the clock.
I agree. They do.
Hopefully they have in Poppy's ult here that they can sort of use, but
Yeah,
you might
definitely use it to
Jeff
split the team if he needs to. Definitely need something
There we go.
big from him.
down.
Oh, I feel like there was a player so low, but he went the wrong direction. Irons do have a pick though. can they do here? Clobbering time came
Getting the
out.
supports all up.
Gonna
at
get a big
least.
ult from Ume here soon too. Definitely need a support ult. You are correct.
There we go. Good ult here from Ume. Kind of keeping them off. Can you stay up?
You
There we
get
go.
one pick. This
A
is
Jeff ult at 80. I'm
intense.
not liking that.
Ooh, can they find?
Oh,
They
he
do
goes
find the
down.
Jeff. That's huge. Byron's 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
The ults are gonna come in
Him off.
very quickly. We got 2 on the back end, but it's gonna be tough to hold in this fight. These ults pushing through.
Strange
Let's
portal
see.
here. The Jeff portal coming out. Ooh.
Fabulator maybe ults right away here.
I'd not be
King
surprised.
Rexel does. Fabulator
Jeff ult
does
here.
not yet. They do
Get
Jeff
that
ult.
Jeff, thank goodness.
I feel like maybe Fabulator's ult
Here
should have
comes
came out
Fabulator.
sooner. But maybe not. Byron's
There we
still in
go.
this fight.
There we go.
Poppy
And
ulting
Poppy's gonna get some good ults here. There we go.
does. Woo. Byron's
Poppy's ult
scrapping it out. And just this Jeff not going to be able to make it. Byron's hold there
Score is 0.
after 1.
There we
So
go.
very close. Very
Time to
close.
switch things up.
Poppy's definitely been doing a way better job here of getting those picks, doing those damages. I think he's starting to get the hang back of Storm. Definitely, I said this previously during the last map, but when your other teammates who are helping you DPS wise, so Captain, for example, and Ume, when those people who have their main characters get banned, and Poppy was the one who's like keeping his mains this whole game. Usually in Poppy's mains get banned pretty quickly, but he's stepping up into the job because he's not really flexing as much as, Ume is. But
Right.
I'm liking what I'm seeing here.
And it looks like it's getting an update from our Fortnite match. They are in a semi-final right now in their playoffs.
30
They
seconds
did
before
lose
go
drop
time.
number
Get ready.
1 with that 14-15. So really close there going into drop number 2. I think Byron's going to make a little bit of adjustment here and there for that match, but they're close at least. But here we are in game number 5. Map number 5, and Byron's just one attack away from winning it
Starts in 5,
if they can
They're
get
gonna need a good
past.
strong push.
2,
Yeah,
Strong push here will
definitely can make
Do
it
it.
happen. Thank you for everybody watching, all the viewers in the chat. We appreciate you. This is a very tight matchup. Byron's going to try to walk it down like they did before. Let's see what happens. See if they can pull it off. Captain's going to try to be doing captain things.
2 picks here.
Yeah, that's pretty early
And
on that
Poppy.
choke point too. That could be huge. They're going to play the aggressive advantage, I think, and just
Captain
continue
better start beating up
running
that shark.
down. Exactly. Beat the shark up.
I feel like every single time we switch to his point of view, he's just beating up Jeff the land shark. Every single time. It's hysterical.
The Fires were able to push. They don't have much farther to go until they get almost to
Really
the first
good.
cap. Gonna be that
Already doing that
strange
strange portal.
portal
Force them
early
out of it.
too. Can they get a
We're
pick
gonna need to get
quickly?
these picks.
3.
The real question.
Ume
Oh,
gonna have an
Support's
ult.
gotta get
Maybe
staggered
soon.
quickly.
Supports do go
and
down.
Poppy's getting more picks. Doing it. Rexel does go down here though.
See the Ume ult maybe?
They've got it.
Maybe not needed.
Oh, they've got it.
there. Don't turn back now.
He's
They
staggered
get
or
the
gambit.
stagger? I would love to see that. That'd be huge.
Ume's getting destroyed currently, so maybe not.
Yeah.
Reach the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
But again, thanks for everybody watching. We really appreciate that. If you haven't followed, please follow. If you got any kind of subs, that'd be awesome. Amazon Prime or
Here we go.
anything. Here we go. Ult's gonna be pushed
Pushing it
back.
back.
If for anything,
There we go, Ume.
just taking
Get a 2K.
space. And this could be it. I don't know. I mean, excuse me. It takes a little
have a
bit to
portal.
get around the corner, but they don't have a portal. It's going to take them a little while to get here. It could be just one more team fight. We do have, ult economy's kind of even here. Jeff could be
Going
little
Iron Fist
aggravating.
though, and Venom. I think them and Emma Frost. Emma Frost is not that great this season. I think Sumter's has the advantage in terms of characters that they're playing.
Hurricane coming in.
Never know though.
See what they decide
Ooh,
to
this
do.
might be huge here.
This could be spicy. I don't know.
Oh,
He
Poppy
didn't
does not
find
find what he
anybody.
needs. As long as he doesn't go down, they should be good. But, oh,
Yeah, do
caught
they
there
get a pick?
again.
They do get 2. Phoenix ult coming in. They get Phoenix
Wanda
though.
goes down.
Or no, that was Wanda. Sorry, not Phoenix. That might be enough.
There we go. Emma goes down. Like I said, Emma Frost is just not that great this season. Captain being up the supports. Is it Poppy
does.
going back to point?
So close.
I have Agamotto.
They're
Keeping
so
up the
staggered.
formula
Like
as
it
well.
has to happen, right? I think that's it. Excuse my cough, but they win.
2,
Woo!
God.
1.
Woo!
That was an impressive matchup. That could have been the
Oh.
finals right there, but just played earlier in the semis. And Fire
There we
Ants.
go.
Woo.
That's what I like to see. I'm very excited. I like, as I said before, like I was kind of down the dumps after we lost that Virgins map. I was like, okay, Sumter's got to rework it. I think we were just both like, what's happening with the supports here? What's happening with the bands? I am so ecstatic to see this team come out with a great victory, going 3-2. An incredible comeback from where they first started. A great team. I was a little unsure about these bands or picks. I was super nervous, but I think as we've seen, just this team comes back stronger and stronger and stronger. Like, I have no idea how they do it, but every single time I think they get knocked down, they just like brush themselves back up with like not even a single scratch on them, and they just come back even better than ever. Incredible plays. I think we saw Poppy really shine here. And obviously Captain too. He was going on that back line and just beating up Jeff the Land Shark at any given opportunity. Kind of
sure.
the opposite of Jaws we've got going on here.
Definitely.
But overall, a great game, great match. What do you have to say about this last map especially?
I just think it was great overall. I liked what I saw. I mean, I think the Fire Ants really pulled it together. There were a couple like, nervous moments, comps, how are they going to play out, that kind of thing, but it worked out in the Fire Ants' favor, and happy to see them get the victory. Also happy to see a really good match, in general, from both teams. And coming down to a map 5, going 3-2, Fire Ants punched their ticket to the finals for, I believe that's going to be next week. Yep, next Monday. And they're going to be playing Texas A&M, one of the Texas A&M teams that are in the bracket. I think we played them before. So again, I think Gustavus, I felt like was one of the, really tough teams in the bracket, and we saw them in the semis. So that could be like what the finals could have been, quote unquote. But never know. Texas A&M could come in and beat the brakes off of us. So we don't know for sure, but we're gonna be excited based on this victory that we just had and head into the next match next week in the finals for PCL for the Fire Ants. I was hoping they'd get there, and they did. Little shaky tonight, but like you said, if they can figure it out, this is the team that can do it, and they definitely figured it out.
No, 100%. As I've always said, like, besides my own, watching them from a shoutcaster perspective, like from a personal perspective too, I've never met a team with just such good energy. And we talk about it a lot, just about like how they play as a team, how they work together. And they're truly so inspiring, like for me as a coach and like for me as a player as well. Just watching them play every single time and like getting to talk with them and like hear their perspectives of how they go into every game. It just makes me even more proud of this team. And watching such a great game like this, like, always makes me just so proud of not only like the players for how they play, but then just also of just who they are as a team. So just an incredible game. I cannot stress enough just how much I love who they are when they win, but also just like when just their headspace in general. I love it so much. It's honestly one of the most beautiful things to watch for this type of esports game. But that's all I really have to say. An incredible game. shout out to every single player that played, and shout out to Gustavus too. They put up quite a fight against the Fire Ants today, giving us really a run for our money, making us try out some new things as well, which we always like to see our players challenged.
For sure, 100%. Overall, good matchup for the Fire Ants. Good game all the way around. GG's out to Gustavus. And Fire Ants come into next week's finals still undefeated, going up against Texas A&M. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's going to do it for Marvel Rivals. But we may have some Fortnite bonus action for you here shortly. So I'm going to go to break, but hopefully bring us back with some Fortnite action. But got to get that set up. So don't go anywhere if you're watching. It'll only take me a couple minutes to switch over if I can. And we will go from there. But Fire Ants close out this Marvel Rivals victory 3-2 and move forward to the finals. Izzy, we appreciate you being here. You're welcome to stay around for some Fortnite. But either way, we are going to close out this Rivals. And as always, thanks for being here on the stream.
All right. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Definitely. So we will be back hopefully with Fortnite, but we are done with Rivals for the night. Thanks everybody who's been here and been helping us out. Talk to you in just a few minutes.
Yep.
And we are back, and as I mentioned, got some bonus action Fortnite here. Looks like we got Flames and Hippo in match. Not sure what we got as far as scoreline though. Actually, looks like scoreline might be 44 kills across the board, which looks like the Fire Ants have 28 of those. So pretty impressive right now for the Fire Ants. I don't know the score. Looks like both players are down for the other team, what I can tell. So it does look like we've got both players up. And they're just playing this out to get some more kills and just to stay warm. Don't know who has the advantage though. I think we do. looks like they're working together really well, playing across the map from each other. And Hippo and Flames putting in work in this matchup. So Litman did play in the first matchup. We were 14 and 15. Litman subbed out. And we now have Flames playing. Looks like Fire Ants have 32 kills. And definitely have this advantage here. There's only 13 players left, so they might be trying to go for the W. Gonna see Hippo on the left, Flames on the right. Hippo leading with 18 kills, 15 for Cordell. Or Flames, sorry. And both players just trying to play their lives here. Again, only 11 players left. So maybe trying to take this one to the end. Don't get any special points for it if you've already taken the lead and have the advantage. Looks like we had a lot of viewers in the chat. Definitely celebrating that W from Marvel Rivals. Hopefully we can celebrate one from Fortnite here too. Stick with us and watch it if you don't mind. Fire Ants looks like they're going to even out the series 1-1 and go into a deciding map number, or drop number 3. And thanks everybody for being there. Dolly Lady, Seahorse, Poop Fart, Johnny. Bunch of folks in there. We appreciate you being there and supporting. Fire's really trying to play this strategically. As I said, not many players left in, only 9 left. Making their way towards the next circle. I'm just playing this tight. I'm trying to pepper this next team. There are 9 players left. Both players trying to make their way around. That team had the high ground. Going to be hard to challenge. Going to go up, see what they can find now, though. Like Flames was trying to get up there, but just wasn't able to quite get where he wanted. Hippo chasing. Sees one, gets them pushed out. They try to play this top ground. Gets one down. Looks like 6 players left. And Hippo the last one. Looking. They're putting on a show this time around. For sure, not only with the KDs, but also getting the W as far as winning the round with Hippo and Flames in here. Getting the dub and gonna win round number 2 and get ready for round number 3 decider between the two teams. And gonna be interesting to see just how it plays out. But 24 eliminations coming in to Hippo side with 16 on Flames. Fire Ants put themselves in a really good spot to make some moves here. I'm going to be back in lobby and get ready to go here again. And be dropping in pretty quick. I would think Marshalltown's ready to go. It looks like it. And this is a semi-final matchup. They played one earlier today, but both teams are getting ready to go here. And GG's came out after the round, and we are going to be headed into map number 3, or drop number 3, and see how it plays out. In favor of the Fire Ants or in favor of Marshalltown. They are playing Marshalltown. Might not have mentioned that as we transitioned over. But this match would get us put into the finals for our Fortnite team. So we want to make this happen for us for sure. And the search is on. And so I don't know what that final score was. I think it was like 40 something, maybe 50, close to 50. Overall, I don't know what the other side had. But Fire Ants had quite a bit there. Flames having 16, Hippo having 24, and Fire Ants commanding there. In that, getting 40 kills. Don't know what the other side had. Maybe in the teens. But Fire End's going to try to see what they can do here. But anything can happen in these matches. They went all the way to the end there. But in this instance, I mean, if they don't play their best early, they could get knocked pretty quickly and go down. So both teams backs against the wall, so got to play it smart. And we've got Hippo on the left, Flames on the right. Got to play off each other pretty well here. And lots of action in the same vicinity. Not good for Flames. This is exactly what I mentioned. They kind of went all in on a really tight space. And this could get them in trouble. Could get them in a lot of trouble. They went to a very contested space and had a lot going on here. Flames goes down really early. Gonna need to see Hippo get out of here if he can. With his life. Play smart. Looks like he did get a knock there. So Hippo with 2 kills. 2 kills only on the board. The Hippos have to play really, really tight here. Players all around him. No life really. See him trying to play smart here. That player has an advantage. Got to be very careful. Don't know exactly what the fight is over there. We're going to try to get away and play his live. Don't think they saw him. He's got a long way to go to get to safety. Runs into just one person without too much life here. That could be bad for him. Maybe this is a shield or health. Players near him. Gonna need to be careful as he gets this health back. We are seeing some of the other players. It looks like Maddox is down. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get him back up. Only 3 kills on the board right now, and that's Hippos. Oh, Maddox does get healed. That's pretty impressive there. And good for them. I think Hippo was trying to find something that he could make work there, but didn't have enough cash. Not sure. maybe gonna have just enough time to bring back Flames. We'll see. It's gonna be close. And looks like it does get him back. And they're gonna have to play smarter and better this time. Not to go down early. 3 kills on the board. Those are hippos. Marshalltown not finding any yet. Flames doesn't have any loot. Oof. That's gonna take some shots here. Going down. That's not good. Maybe he can play his life right there on the edge. I don't know if this is one that Hippo wants to try to go after him though for. Kinda in a bad spot here. Again, back to kind of the same situation. Only 3 kills still on the board though. Only 28 players left. This lobby is kind of small, it seems like. Or maybe just lots of kills went the other way. Hippo getting a kill there. It's big. Get some heals or shield, not necessarily. A little bit. Be going super fast. For a moment at least. I think maybe he has enough cash to make this happen again. In a decent spot for Flames to come in, maybe and pick up some loot. So here we go. Flames back in. Like I said, decent spot to maybe get some loot. Better off than where they were last time, and only having the pistol. And tight matchup. Tight matchup. Let's see, what's the score now? Looks like 8 kills on the board. 4 from Hippo, 4 from Marshalltown. So they are tied at 4 right now. The last team standing would win if it held at 4. But we're gonna need both teams to get going here. Or at least both players get going here. Looks like Flames finally has some of the loadout that he wants. Maybe they can play a little bit smoother here. Hippo kind of signaling the next go. They need to get together here. Make sure they're in the same boat. See Hippo wait a little bit here. Maybe for player does go down for Marshalltown. They are in the lead though right now. Oh my, this is a lot of players here. Gotta be careful. Marshalltown again, like I said, is in the lead with 5-4. Hey, hey, Fire Ants might have to pull out of that firefight there. Flames might be able to get away now. Yeah, I think he can. I don't know if they got it. They didn't really get any knocks there or anything. One player was down though for Marshall, but did get picked back up. Gotta make sure they don't take too many shots there and get damaged themselves, but only 19 players left, so they've got to start getting some kills here pretty soon. There's not many left on the board. Chasing a little bit here. I think they might have knocked a player. I can't tell for sure. He did get a kill, so tied 5-5. Alright, just need to get some room in between them and the others next though. Hippo might find one. Oh, he didn't get the knock. So close. Oh, he finds two. Hippo does. Gets one down. Can he get some help? They do. They get two. That puts him in the lead. Maybe. Wait. Yeah, that puts him in the lead, I believe, at 8. Yep, that puts him up by a few. It's good for the Fire Ants. Only 11 players left in the lobby. Fire Ants playing it out here. They might have to get closer to the others to make sure that they have more of the shots. And they're going to get a chance here. They get the knock. I think they got the knock. Or it's pretty darn close. Gotta be careful not to chase too much. As I mentioned, chasing a little too much there. Ooh, but the Fire Ants actually, I think, already finished. Wait, did the other team already die? I might have been so hyper-focused that I didn't even notice the other team died. Marshalltown went down, and I think the Fire Ants won, so they were able to just kind of rush that, see if they could get the W. I think the Fire Ants close it out. 8-5 there in the last one. Wow. Impressive from the Fire Ants, able to come back down 1-0 in the series and come back and reverse sweep, winning that 8-5. That's correct. They do beat Marshalltown and head on to the finals. So thanks everybody that stuck around and watched this. That's two teams pushing their ticket to the finals, both Marvel Rivals and Fortnite. So it's been a good night for the Fire Ants overall here. 2 wins for Fortnite and a win for Marvel Rivals as well. And Fortnite closes this out, and they will play again. Let's see. They will play again, I believe, on next Monday. Yep, next Monday at 6 p.m. They'll play in the finals versus. Let's see. Actually, I need to refresh my bracket. Sorry, I had an old bracket that I was looking at. They will be going up against Fortnite, Walter State Community College, who beat the Redlands in the semis. So got their work cut out for them as they head into this next matchup. But the Fire Ants do close it out, get the victory here. And with that being said, we will close it out from the anthill. This is Coach Chris. 2 teams punching to the finals, Fortnite and Marvel Rivals. We appreciate everybody that was here. You all have a good night. Signing out from the anthill. Later.
USC, Sumter, fire hands. No big. Yeah. Yeah. USC, Sumter, fire hands. No bills, no cover. Just pressure. Battle bus jump, we don't float, we dive. Hot drop through O, yeah, we playing for lives. 0 bill mode, ain't no walls to hide. Over shield up, yes, do or die. Storm tick loud, hear the pressure rise. Rotate clean while the whole map fries. 4-1 record, yeah, we set that tone. Eastern lay, yeah, the crown our throne. Fire hands, yeah, we bring that heat. Lit man, I don't put you 6 feet deep. Hippo, 4 o'clock, Bryce don't miss. 2 men white, now the lobby dismissed. 0 bill kings, no cap, no glove. Run up on us, yeah, you're not that tough. Red out beam, yeah, crack that shield. D-Martech, now you forced to yield. Call it out, not one, push that lane. Slot sprinting, yeah, be in that game. Shotwave bounce, now we taking space. Third party lurk, but we